Yeah.
If you had to rank the 32nd worst team in football, and I gave you 3 choices, who's number 32? The Philadelphia Eagles, the Miami Dolphins, or the Detroit Lions?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Who's the worst team in football?
Right now?
Right now.
Through 7 weeks, it's Miami.
Do you think Miami's the worst team?
Of those 3, through 7 weeks, it's Miami. Miami's defense, which is what they're supposed to be good at, I'm not even going to get into the Tua side of things and how putrid the offense is. Their defense has been awful this year. I don't know what happened. This was one of the top defenses in the league last year. They have looked terrible. Granted, they're on the field a lot because their offense is terrible too, but they have been letting up big plays, giving up a ton of touchdowns, terrible in the red zone. I mean, from top to bottom, and I don't necessarily think it's Brian Flores. I think this is a roster problem. I think their GM is horrible down there as well. The GM of the other 2 teams you mentioned aren't very good either. But Miami would probably be, out of those 3 teams, the team I think is the worst. They're not the team I think is the worst in the league, though.
If Miami and Philadelphia played, who wins that game?
Philly, by 10.
Really? And the worst,
Philly by 10.
And I forgot a team, I'm sorry, and this is probably the worst team in football. That's the New York Jets.
Man. Yes, I guess. No, actually, no. The Jets aren't the worst team either. Nope.
Houston?
Yes, the Houston Texans are the worst team in football.
But I did.
Without Tyrod, they're the worst team.
Houston minus 10 against
Davis
Philly.
at quarterback.
Houston minus 10 against Philly.
No way. You just are hating on your own home team because they're bad. They are bad. I agree with you. Philly's not a good team. But if you wanted my few worst bottom teams right now, Houston's the worst team. The Jets are the second worst team. Miami is the third worst team in football.
Do you think the Detroit Lions are better than an 0-7 record? That's really my question.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
They're way better than an 0-7 record.
We agree on that.
The amount of good teams. They've played some good teams this year and kept it pretty close in quite a few of the games that they were expected to get beat on. I think their offensive line is bad, and it didn't help that they lost their Pro Bowl level center a few weeks ago, which is one of the few bright spots on their offensive line. And it's very hard to recover from losing your center. That center quarterback exchange, the chemistry that is there with your starters, it's not there with backups. That hurts a lot more than just the blocking aspect of things. And their defense obviously has been hit or miss. They're not a good team, but they're better than an 0-7 team, I think. They're not much higher up on my standing. They are a little bit higher than a couple of these other teams.